Well, we got another cheating scandal coming down the line, gang. Here we go. Cheating alleged after men's World Conker champion found with steel chestnut. Now, if you don't know what the game Conkers is, I only really know about it because they played it a lot in Kipper, if you know that book series slash show. So the game entails you find a chestnut on the ground, the thicker the boy the better, and then you tie a string through it, and then your opponent does the same thing with their chestnut, and then you swing your chestnuts at each other's nut, trying to break it. Whoever has the nut that breaks first loses. You know, simple game, fun for the whole family. So anyways, in the Conker World Championship, David Jenkins, who also goes by King Conker, this man has been in this competition since 1977, and he finally won the title on Sunday. Okay, well, he won the title of the men's championship. The overall champion is this lady from Indianapolis, the first American to ever win it, Kelsey Bonschbosch. Please excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that. Oh, and as a prize, she won a trophy, a tea towel, and a coaster, which is so hilariously British. I love it. Anyways, Jenkins, the allegations were leveled against him by this guy, Alistair Johnson Ferguson, who lost against him. The 23-year-old said, "My Conker disintegrated in one hit, and that just doesn't happen." Alright guys, I'm going to be 100% real with you. I don't know anything about Conker beyond what the rules are. I have never even once held a chestnut in my hands in my life. I do not know the durability of these things. I'm just going to take this guy's word for it. But anyways, like the title said, Jenkins says, "I was found with the steel Conker in my pocket, but I only carry it around with me for humor value, and I did not use it during the event." Okay, yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, I can relate. Whenever I go play laser tag with my friends, I always carry around an EMP grenade, but I promise it's just for comedy. I'm never gonna actually use it. Like, I'm sorry, Mr. J, but I don't think that defense is gonna hold up in the court of Conkers, okay? Especially considering, so the reason he's called King Conker, that is the title given to the head judge of the event, and as head judge, he would also be responsible for stringing the Conkers, and the allegations go even further beyond just using the steel nut. They say he was also marking the strings of the heavier nuts that the opponents were using, which is a whole other nut to crack, but I'm gonna ignore that one. I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a hot second here. I'm gonna pretend to be Mr. J's lawyer. So in this Guardian article, it said over 2,000 nuts were prepared for the event, which is an insane amount of chestnuts. Where do you people get this stuff? Ship some to me. But anyways, out of the 2,000 Conkers, I'm going to assume many of them were not the most structurally sound. I'm going to assume maybe some weevil or whatever equivalent British insect you people have was able to get into a few of these nuts and eat them up. Could it be possible that when Ferguson was taking his Conkers out of the bag, he picked one of these nuts that was eaten by insects? Like seriously, it is impressive what insects can do to plants. Like just imagine going to your zoo, finding your local gorilla, and then handing it a really brittle plastic item that you bought off of Temu. Like that's how gnarly it can get. Like in my unprofessional opinion, that is possible. But if that's the case, you figure Alistair would have been able to feel how light and brittle that nut was. Like he said it disintegrated in one hit, so I can only imagine holding that thing was like holding an extra crispy dried out leaf. And of course we can't forget that Mr. J over here was walking around with the Terminator in his pocket, the freaking cyborg chestnut. Like I don't know about you, but I don't know a single one of my friends who just has one of those. Dude, this is straight up that episode of Kipper where Tiger gets the invincible Conker, and then we find out later that he just tied a gobstopper to a string, and that's how he was able to obliterate Kipper's nuts. Anyways, this only happened like last week, so the investigation is still ongoing. But according to this NPR article, they're very confident that he didn't actually cheat. So, good on you, Mr. J. I'm gonna be real with you. Well, I really hope nobody cheated because this whole Conkers Championship, it's a charity event. You gotta be one special type of clown for you to cheat at a charity event. Boo, coming in with the phone microphone jump scare to tell you, as of today, October 20th, my boy King Conker has been cleared of cheating. My boy beat the allegations. Let's freaking go. You know, speaking of using metal balls to cheat, this reminds me of that one fishing scandal where there is that one guy, he kept winning award after award, trophy after trophy, until one day. So he was able to win all of this time because he was making the fish heavier by stuffing them with fillets and metal balls. And on this fateful day, when they went to weigh the fish, he flew too close to the sun. So when they put the fish on the scale, the metal balls just were pouring out of the fish's mouth. Like this dude acted like he was trying to stuff a Thanksgiving turkey with lead balls. It's always very, very fun when cheaters get caught due to their own hubris. Getting caught anyway is good, but it feels especially good when the cheater thought they could get away with anything, and then they find out no, and then their entire empire of lies just starts crumbling down. Anyways, the vid's still only at about 5 minutes long, so I'm gonna drop in a little bonus story here, an oldie but a goldie. Chinese chess champion stripped of title after defecating in hotel bathtub. So a while back, there was a tournament for the game Xiangqi, or Chinese chess, and it was won by a 48-year-old man named Yan Chenglong. So this man was crowned king, he was living his best life, and then not even like 2 weeks later, the organization that put on this tournament said, yeah, we're gonna have to strip this guy of his title and his prize money after he had been caught, quote, disrupting public order and displaying extremely bad character. Now you might be asking yourself, oh wow, that's a pretty hefty punishment. What on earth did he do? Well, it says here, Jan consumed alcohol with others in his room on the night of the 17th, which is pretty normal. You know, that's what I always do when I steamroll a fool in Yahtzee. It's just what winners do, you know, you drink. And then he defecated in the bathtub of the room he was staying in on the 18th, in an act that damaged hotel property, violated public order and good morals, had a negative impact on the competition and the event of Xiangqi, and was of extremely bad character, the association said.
Dang, this Project X reboot's looking wild.
This article makes it sound like this dude unleashed the entire Wuhan sewage system under this bathtub. There's another article I found that just said they found excrement in his bathtub, so from what I could gather, they either found just a little tiddlywink, like a teaspoonful, or they found an absolute mountain, an absolute Matterhorn of feces. Also, for any lawyers watching this video, A, how did you get here? And B, if I poop in a place I'm not supposed to, does it automatically count as property damage even though all you have to do is like wipe the poop off, or does it actually have to do damage for it to count as property damage? Because this is not the first time I've heard of someone defecating in a place they shouldn't and it being charged as property damage. There was some guy who was smearing poop on the walls of a train, and that counted as like doing a very, very large amount of money's worth of damage. So it really makes me wonder if there are just multiple people out there living their lives that are just shooting sulfuric acid out of their sphincters. Like, I've taken some gnarly dumps in my life, but none of them have ever been this bad. Oh, and yes, this was around the time of the chess scandal where people were alleging that one guy stuffed a vibrating apparatus up his colon and he was using it to communicate with a computer to try and cheat in the chess match. People accused Mr. Cheng Long of doing that too, but from what I understand, he didn't actually do that. So yeah, he may cause horrible damage to hotel property, but he plays fair at least. You know, he has at least some dignity still intact. This video took a really, really weird turn.